Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm with my new friends this morning in their garden. It's Diane and Melissa, mother and daughter, and they're kind of showing us around their straw bale garden. Can you tell me a little bit, how did you guys discover straw bale gardening?
Well, I had a number of my friends that talked about doing this last spring, and I guess it only became talk for them, and I kind of jumped in with both feet and convinced my mom to try it, and then we found the seminar that you offered at the state fairgrounds. So we signed up to get our bales there and attended, and it was wonderful. We thought, why
So
not
you
do it
guys came and
ourselves?
listened to me speak at the state fair last year?
We
I
did.
didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yep,
that's
picked up our
great.
bales there even.
We got the state fair coming around here pretty quick here in Minnesota. Yeah, exactly. It's that time of year again. It looks like you guys have all kinds of stuff, but the one thing I found really interesting that we don't see a lot of in Minnesota are the tomatillos. Tell me why you decided to grow tomatillos.
We both like salsa, the salsa verde, and she found that you could actually grow them here. So she hunted them down, found a nursery that actually handled them, and there we go.
It's
Started
funny,
out.
in Minnesota, it's kind of strange because a lot of times people don't know what tomatillos are. They'll come over and they'll look and they'll say, oh, those are cute, those are nice, what are they? Because they've never seen them grow before. If you get more to the Southwest, where people are more familiar with salsa verde, kind of have that Mexican cuisine, they're more familiar with that, they tend to know what it is. I also see some cherry tomatoes, the candy of the garden. You got to have those when you come out to your garden, to pop a couple of those in your mouth. That's always delicious.
Let me tell you, you don't need much encouragement for them either.
Yeah, they're very good. And then your best crop this year has been?
The cucumbers.
Cucumbers. You guys are fans of pickles, or do you eat the cucumbers raw or on salads, or what do you do?
Pickles, I like
Primarily.
the occasional salad with them, you know, a little cucumber, a little tomato, and the cherry tomatoes work really well with them. So
Yeah.
They do.
Get lots of them at the same time. But mostly pickles. I think we pickled like crazy already.
Yeah.
Are you refrigerator pickle people, or do you actually pressure can them or water bath?
Water bath.
Water bath. Okay, so you preserve them so that you can have them all winter long, which is wonderful. There's nothing
And
better
share
in the
with
middle.
friends and family.
Right, in the middle of winter, then you pop open a fresh jar of
Oh,
pickles.
I know.
Oh, they're so
And they
good.
taste so much better than store-bought, I think.
They do.
But then we kind of overdill as well. So, but
Yeah.
We like
you get to
that
control that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
Make
can
them the
make
way
them to
you
your
want.
flavor. I like mine with garlic in.
Yeah.
So I put a
Oh,
couple
yes,
big
definitely.
pieces of garlic in. It's
The
always great.
occasional jalapeno.
There you go. There you go. Have you guys had any trouble with rabbits or deer or anything else in your garden this year?
Just bugs.
Just a couple bugs,
Yeah,
huh?
some potato bugs, mostly on the tomatillos, and now we're getting some slugs on the big tomato plant on
Okay.
the end there. But otherwise, no, the squirrels have been staying away, and one bunny that I've seen in the neighborhood has totally ignored. I thought the strawberry plant would be really
Tempting.
sensitive, yeah.
Yeah.
But, and definitely within reach.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's, keeping away from the critters is one tough part of the garden. Make sure we
Yeah.
keep some for us to eat.
Yeah.
Were you guys gardeners before you did the Straw Bale Gardening?
I gardened when the children were young because it was an easy way to get extra food and vegetables into them and put them to work, keep them out of mischief.
Yeah, keep them occupied. For me, that's the thing about gardening is when I think about gardening, it makes me nostalgic for my grandma Josephine, who was the one who taught me to garden. My dad really had very little interest in gardening. It was my grandma that taught me most about gardening. And my mom somewhat, but she kind of learned from my grandma also. So it was kind of a generational thing, and it brings back really good memories of that time of your life. But for me, what I always tell people when I was a kid, 10 or 11 years old, gardening was about pulling weeds because that's all we did all summer long was pull weeds. Grandma did the help with the planting and the harvesting, but when it came to weeding, it was the kids that had to do the weeding, and that part I didn't like.
Nice.
Isn't it?
Very
Yeah,
little
that's what's
weeding.
nice about straw bale gardening is you don't have to pull very many weeds, so it's kind of nice. So how does this work? Do you guys share the produce? You share all the work, or how does it work?
Yeah, we pretty much get together on the weekends. I take care of the garden, the half hour out here every morning, just watering and picking anything that needs to be taken care of. And then she comes over on weekends or sometimes in the evening during the week, and we spend an hour and a half putting up some pickles and taking care of stuff, and it's done. It's not a big, huge chore when you do it in little pieces.
Yeah.
And I spend a little bit of time with retraining the direction of things so they stay where we want them
Keep
to
the
be.
tomatoes up in the air and not
Yeah.
flopped over. Yeah,
Right.
I know that's a full-time job when they're really growing fast. So.
Yeah.
And it's kind of good mother-daughter time too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
family
absolutely.
time.
Yeah,
So.
we enjoy having that time together.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for letting us come over and see your garden and telling us your story about Straw Bale Gardening. We really appreciate it. Thanks for having us, and thanks for joining us, everyone.